everyone, welcome back to another episode. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of pauses for dramatic effect, the psychology of procrastination. Yes, it may sound a bit dry, but trust me, it's jam-packed with relatable anecdotes that'll help you understand why you delay that important report or presentation until the very last minute.
Wow, that sounds, really relevant? Even just last week, I had a presentation for work, right? And I just, totally put it off until the night before. It was so crazy.
Exactly. You see, it's like they say, we never rise to the occasion. We fall back to our level of preparation. Think about it. When you have all the time in the world, your brain whispers, meh, I can slack off. And then, snap asterisk. It's crunch time, and suddenly you're powered by panic. It's like being on an adrenaline-fueled hamster wheel.
Haha, for sure. That makes so much sense. My brain literally shuts down after eating a whole pizza. I just can't focus. Does that happen to you too?
Oh, don't even get me started on food-induced hibernation. It's wild how our bodies and minds work together. When I was in college, I experimented with creative procrastination, like how I'd clean my entire apartment before studying. It's totally a form of avoidance.
Haha, right. So it's like when you're putting off studying by organizing your closet instead? That's hilarious. Do you think that actually helps?
Exactly. And here's where it gets even wilder. You know how folks say, if you can't beat 'em, join 'em? Well, some people have flipped this idea on its head and transformed procrastination into a productivity booster. Instead of suffering in silence, they channel that last-minute panic into laser-focused energy.
Ooh, that's like, creating a safety net for your brain? I've heard people say that sometimes the pressure works, but other times it just doesn't. What's up with that?
Absolutely. Think of it this way. It's kind of like a roller coaster ride. Some people thrive on that thrill, they crave that rush, while others just scream the entire time. And times chuckles, not to mention the poor souls like my buddy Tommy, who freeze up at deadlines and can't even start.
Right, it's like, that just drains all motivation. Does it happen to you, when you have too much on your plate? How do you deal with that?
Oh, definitely. It's that classic overwhelm. You know the feeling when you're staring at a to-do list as long as your arm? Your brain just goes, nah, how about I just have a pint of ice cream instead?
Haha, oh my gosh, I could totally see that happening. The other day, I thought I won a lottery, but really it was just spam. I was so pumped for a second, until the letdown. Do you get excited when you think you've hit the jackpot too?
Ouch. I feel your pain. Isn't it fascinating how our excitement can drain so quickly? Just like how we get pumped about projects, but then they suddenly loom over us, right?
Yeah, it's like the big pizza I mentioned earlier. It sounds great until you're halfway through and just, overwhelmed? Who knew procrastination had so many layers?
Right. And understanding our triggers like hunger or that feeling of, I need to wind down after a long week, can help us break the cycle. Speaking of winding down, setting aside time to relax is key. Otherwise, you risk slipping back into that procrastination pit, like those folks who wait for a fancy dinner reservation before even thinking about eating.
Haha, it's like waiting for a beach vacation to unwind, but then you're just stuck at work, dreaming about the sand. Do you have any tricks for making that time to relax?
Exactly. It's about finding that balance. I always say, procrastination isn't just about laziness, it's about managing our energy effectively. So, when you have a big project or report, how do you typically get motivated to push through?
Oh man, I really just try to trick myself. If I finish this now, I can binge Netflix. But sometimes it's just hard to get started, you know?
Totally relatable. It's all about finding your unique carrot. Whether it's the Netflix binge or the mythical beach resort we're daydreaming about all summer, it's essential.
Haha, and it's all tied to that reward system in our brains, right? If I finish my chores, I buy myself a coffee, like a puppy getting a treat? Right?
Bingo! Reward systems are powerful tools. Just make sure it's not an endless cycle of starting and stalling. The real key lies in recognizing your patterns and turning them into productivity habits.
Wow, that's really insightful. So kind of like being efficient at getting things done, but also rewarding yourself? Is it really that simple?
Exactly. And let's face it, nobody wants to be that person who learns the hard way, the one that ends up in a last-minute panic, spilling coffee all over their report at that dreadful fancy diner they couldn't afford. Ugh.
Haha, oh man, that sounds like a nightmare. I mean, who even wants moldy sandwiches and a broken ATM on the same day? That's too much.
They say life's a series of tests and trials, and these misadventures definitely keep it interesting. So let's be mindful of what we can control in our procrastination patterns. Who knows? You might just win your own corporate lottery by getting ahead for once.
Wow, that's a good way to look at it. I definitely need to work on my presentation for tomorrow now, but we should definitely talk more about this another time.
Sure thing. Procrastination is a wild ride, but there's so much more to unravel. Until next time, let's all work on separating those laundry colors and deadlines.
Haha, bye.